Hey guys, so today I'm going to bring you guys a story about something tragic that happened. Like I said, I was going to bring it to you guys. A few weeks ago, it's almost a month now, I clocked out of work and was heading back home, and I have to take this second bus. I have to take a connecting bus from work. So when I walk out of work, I take the first bus, get to the second bus stand, and take the connecting bus home. Now, the problem with that is the second bus takes about 20 minutes to come after I get to the bus stand, essentially. So it's a bit of a conundrum for me because I'm after work, I'm after an 8-hour shift. I work nights and it's about 7:30 in the morning. I have to wait till about 7:57 for the next bus. And funnily, the location where my next bus does come, there is a seat or like a bench where you can sit and wait, like a bench for other passengers. But the problem with that bench is it's at the edge of the pavement towards the road and it's facing inwards. So you can't really sit on that bench and you can't really see the bus coming when you sit on that bench. I guess it's safety reasons, that's why they did it. And on the other side of the pavement is shops and glass doors and whatnot. So I'm guessing they did it for a certain reason, which I completely kind of understand. I wouldn't say completely, I kind of understand. But the problem with that is after a long shift and my bag being heavy, and it's my Uniqlo bag. It's a green bag from Uniqlo that I carry. It's one of the best bags that I've seen Uniqlo have. It's an olive green messenger bag. I put my laptop in there, I put my hard drives in there, I put my adapter, I put all those things, my charging cables, all that. And anyway, I go to work because after a certain time of working, I can work on my other stuff. So I take my laptop. It's also useful when I need to watch videos or something. So I do all that. And then the thing is, I'm so used to leaving the bag on that bench and walking away to have a cigarette because it's that time of the morning, rather than just standing there for 20 minutes doing nothing. I would like to go onto a side and have a cigarette, which I do. So I did that for almost 2 months, and I always kept an eye out on who's coming and going because you never know. But this one fine morning, about almost a month now, I did leave my bag and I walked away to the other side of the pavement, which is 2 meters. Literally, if I stretched across that pavement from the bench to where I was standing on the ground, if I stretched across the ground, that would be my height, and that's almost 2 meters. So literally 2 meters, right? Away from my bag, facing my bag, and I lit my cigarette, and I was having my cigarette. And during the whole time, I kept an eye out on who's coming and going, and for obvious reasons, like I said. And towards the moment my bus was coming, maybe 10 minutes before, I still looked towards the side of where the bus is coming, which would be my right side, and looked to see if my bus was coming, and it wasn't coming as at the time, and I didn't see it at least. And then I looked towards the bench again to check on my bag, and my bag was not there. And immediate fucking panic, right? Because I needed to find my bag, and it had my laptop in it, it had hard drives in it, it had a lot of stuff in it. So was absolutely devastated in that very moment, and pulled out my iPhone, and because it's a MacBook, I was able to go on to Find My and start tracking it. And I did frantically run after the tracking positioning of the laptop, and when I did run after it, I lost it at a few moments, and then I also saw my bus pass by. So like I missed bus obviously, but I was not going to leave without my laptop and bag and stuff. So frantically called the cops, put an entry, and went to a certain place, maybe 500 meters from where I was initially standing. And the problem with that was that there was a parking lot. When I got to that parking lot, it was pinging there. And I suddenly saw it starting to move like a live ping. When it started to move, I looked up in the direction of where it was moving, and there was a lady with a couple of bags on her back walking. She looked 100% normal, like an office going lady. Didn't look sus at all. And so I followed her up to maybe 50 meters from where we started there. And she crossed a junction and the pinging stopped. Now, needless to say, I did cross the junction with her, but the pinging stopped, which is very confusing for me. But I took a chance and I did stop her and I asked her, hey, by any chance, did you see a laptop or a bag or you know what? She denied everything, and she seemed a genuine person from my point of view. So I assumed she was a genuine person. I looked for the bag, continued looking in that area, couldn't find it. And then at a certain point, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sit back. I have the tracking info. It's still pinging. So I'm going to wait for the police to get back to me, and I'm going to keep updating them with the tracking info. And got home, continued watching it, tracking it. It moved several places and whatnot. And then because I had come out on night shift, I decided I am going to take a nap and sleep. And I went to sleep around somewhere 12 p.m. And I woke up at like 3:30 or something, which is not enough sleep for obvious reasons. But when I woke up, I had a Facebook message from a person saying, hey, we think we found your laptop, but if you can prove to us that it's your laptop, we will give it back to you. So the only way they would have found out was they would have joined in on, opened up my laptop and it would have said Rao Ratnam, and then it would have showed the wallpaper that I had. And I knew that was the only way that I was going to prove to them that it was my laptop, is like showing the picture on the wallpaper. And I asked them, like, is everything there? And they said, yeah, everything's there, blah, blah, blah. So the next day I went to their location, and it turns out that very spot where it pinged last, before that lady started walking and it started pinging with her, is where the laptop was found. It was at a parking lot, and the company's name is Get Parked. So shout out to those guys, because they found it. The guy who does cleaning and maintenance of that area found the bag and the laptop, which is this laptop. It's still here. Found it the very day in the evening, and called me and basically messaged me and told me. So when I went to pick it up, I verified that it was mine. Unfortunately, they do not have CCTV footage of the area or coverage of that area, so that was a bummer, because I would really like to see who stole the bag and bring them to justice in a certain way, because I did get my laptop back, true, but something that I really lost in that was my 2 hard drives. I had about 7 TB of hard drive space, like external hard drives, and that had backups from various old client work to portfolio files to everything. So I lost those. But most importantly, luckily they were all completed work and not pending work. And then most importantly, I went to Singapore in June for a week, and I vlogged the whole thing. And I hadn't made the videos for you guys yet. And there was at least 3 videos that was supposed to come out from that Singapore vlog. And unfortunately, the hard drives are stolen and there's no way of tracking them. So whoever took the hard drives definitely didn't even bother, because more than the hard drives, it's the data that was important. And I've lost my memories of Singapore, and I am not able to share it with you. So that's a huge bummer. But the other thing is, the good news is, kind of good news from that is, I went through the laptop and I did find backups from the Insta360 X4 that I took to Singapore. So there was certain rides I did at Universal Studio and stuff like that, which is on that. It's still there, and if you guys would like to see that clips, just let me know, because I would like to make that video, because that's the only thing remaining from Singapore for me. But the lesson learned here is two lessons actually. The two lessons learned here for me is, do not keep your stuff unattended, even if you're 2 meters away looking at it. This is not Singapore. Like, no country is like Singapore. Singapore is a country that no one will touch your thing because they are so disciplined in that country. And the second thing is, do not sit on your files. Like, do not sit on your videos. Like, if you have things to put out, make sure you crack on them and put them out, because the only reason I didn't do that, the fact that I didn't do that, I have lost 2 videos now because I didn't do that. And those are important memories, because that was the first time I flew in like 26 years. And yeah, so I lost those files, and that's a bummer to me. So I thought I'll share this tragedy with you guys, and hopefully what you guys could take out of this is learning from my mistakes, and hopefully take the same 2 lessons that I just spoke to you about, of not keeping your stuff unattended, and putting out stuff that needs to be put out. Like, get to your work, like get your work done. I would admit it's very strange that it came back, the laptop. It's very strange that the laptop came back. I'm not gonna lie. That they just discarded the bag and the laptop, possibly because they knew it could have been tracked, but it's still so shocking. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm just gonna leave you guys with that. I'm sorry this video is a sad one and not like the enthusiastic, energetic one that I would normally put out. And there's so many filler words in this. And I hope to catch you guys next week, and that might be some better content. That is definitely going to be better content than this. It's not going to be like depressing like this, okay? So I hope to see you guys next week, and I'll catch you guys on that one. No peace this time. No peace. No peace.